Welcome to the Wexford Football League Show. Tonight we're joined by Padriag Whitty, where we're going to do the Neil O'Sullivan Cup and the next round of the Wexford Cup. Welcome to the show, Padriag.
Thanks, lads.
Well, Nicky, how are you? Anything interesting happening over the weekend with you?
No, nothing. Busy weekend with the bank holiday, but other than that, all good.
Making plenty of money in the pub.
Should look at not as much as the councillors are getting, but we're going to make a few pound.
Padriag, anything exciting happening in Wexford soccer coming up?
Yeah, look, obviously we've the Pat Whitty Cup final to look forward to, and the Oscar Drainer series afterwards that Wexford are going to be in the quarter final of now. We also have in Wexford next week, the week of midterm for schools, there's an under-15 international competition being run in Wexford. Ireland, Wales and Hungary are in it, and a couple of games in North End and a couple in Ferrycarrig, I think. So, yeah, plenty to.
Them games will be charging time games for people to know, or what time will they be during the day or in the evenings?
Yeah, I think the games are scheduled around 2 o'clock kickoffs. I only kind of briefly saw a schedule, but yeah, there's games kind of I think Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, something like that. But I'm sure it'll be on the FAI's social media closer to the time. Yeah.
And we have you here. Something I was always interested in is school soccer. I know you're heavily involved in it. How's the school soccer going in Wexford at the moment?
Yeah, going really strongly. The Wexford schools for a number of years now have been doing really, really well. Enniscorthy CBS got knocked out of the last 16 in Leinster a couple of weeks ago. My own school managed to get to the quarter final. It's a shame we wouldn't have been able to meet Enniscorthy until the final. I think it would have been a good one. My lads, the senior team, won the Wicklow Wexford League last week. Gorey Community School beat Enniscorthy CBS the same day in the 17s league final. The same day Kilmuckridge won the Division 2 final. And all throughout the age groups, there's lots of Wexford teams doing well. I think Gorey Community School are really strong at under 15s. I think they're into the last 16 of the Leinster Cup, and all these cups go all the way to the All-Ireland. So it's going well, yeah. Lots of teams.
Some people don't realise the top grade in the school soccer, it's very high standard, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, it is, and it's a good one for the lads. You get a lot of League of Ireland players, a lot of underage internationals now as well, kind of playing in it, and mixed in then with your kind of club players, Wexford League club players and stuff like that. But the standard of it is extremely high, yeah, and you generally have all your players available all the time.
Your own school, what clubs did you be pulling from all kind of around the district of Wexford? Like?
Yeah, it would be. I mean, the main ones traditionally would be North End, Wexford Albion, Fort Celtic. But then we'd always have like a mix from and other parts as well. So a lot of the Wexford Bows lads would have come through CBS in their time as well. Curracloe, Bridge Rovers, Rosslare Rangers are always a good one. All Blacks, Kilmore. You get kind of a good mix of where the lads are coming from. And Glenbarntown are another big one, actually, one of the main ones in the last few years.
Yeah, no, I think school soccer's great. I don't think it probably gets the publicity it deserves, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so, because I think I remember it's a good while ago now, but we lost the Wexford League final, Wicklow Wexford League final one time, Enniscorthy CBS, and Willie Pear happened to come because his oldest son was playing. And I remember him saying to me afterwards, just the standard of that was serious, and it always is, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, look, we'll jump straight into it. We're going to do the Neil O'Sullivan Cup first, last 16, is it?
Last 16 at Neil O'Sullivan, yeah. So it's the second round officially. So obviously, all but one of the games went ahead at the weekend. One game was postponed for a bereavement, but it'll be played this Sunday. So, yeah, we're good to go. We've 16 teams. We'll call them as we go. So maybe one will take out the number. It kind of goes, yeah, based on where the games were last time. So number 1 is All Blacks, number 2 Fastnet Rovers, number 3 Bridge Rovers, etc. All of the winning teams are those numbers. So, Nicky, you're going to do the home team. Yeah, we'll get stuck in.
Number 4.
Number 4 is Shamrock Rovers B.
Looking after he's on. Yeah, number 3.
They'll be at home to Bridge Rovers.
You didn't do a whole lot for him. Number 5.
Number 5 is Gorey Rangers B.
Number 10.
And they'll be at home to Ballymurn Celtic.
Number 9.
Number 9 is Cork Ramblers.
Number 15.
They'll be at home to New Ross Celtic.
Struggled with that one last night.
Top of the table, Division 1 clash.
Oh, yeah. Short spin for number 11.
Number 11 is North End B.
Number 6.
They'll be at home to the winners of Duncannon and Rathnewer, which is the back fixture.
Number 7.
Number 7 is Kilmore United.
Number 14.
And they'll be at home to Glenbarntown.
Number 8.
Number 8 is Courtown Hibs.
Number 2.
They'll be at home to Fastnet Rovers.
It's the first being from Fastnet to Courtown. Number 13.
Number 13 is Adamstown.
Number 12.
And they'll be at home to Oilgate.
Number 1.
Number 1 is All Blacks.
Last one out then is number 16.
And they'll be at home to Clubon. So that's the draw. You should be able to see it on your screens there. We have Shamrock Rovers B versus Bridge Rovers, Corey Rangers B versus Ballymurn Celtic, Cork Ramblers versus New Ross Celtic, North End B versus the winners of Duncannon and Ratnewer, Kilmore United versus Barntown, Courtown Hibs versus Fastnet, Adamstown Oilgate, and All Blacks at home to Clubon. That's
A lot of big clubs drawn at home there, wasn't there?
Corey, Ballymurn will be an interesting one. I think. What standard Ballymurn are at? That'll be a good test for them.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
yeah. And then the other one, I suppose, is Cork and New Ross Celtic, two of the top teams in Division 1, which is the top division in it. So certainly be an interesting. And Courtown Fastnet, another.
Fastnet had a big win the weekend there. Who did they play last weekend?
Beat Shelburne.
Yeah, Shelburne, which was a great result for them. So, yeah, Fastnet are flying, so...
Yeah, move on to the Wexford FC Wexford Cup.
Yeah, so we have our third round draw. So the numbers are in order of the winners of the games, just like the Neil O'Sullivan. So we've 32 teams, some outstanding fixtures there as well. So one number will indicate 2 teams, but we'll get through it. And this time, I think, Aidan, you're going to be drawn out the home team.
Pressure's on. Number 25.
Number 25 is Shelburne United, who beat their B team.
Number 16.
And they'll be at home to the winners of North End and Courtown's A teams.
Number 13.
Ferns B.
Number 1.
will be at home to Kilmore United.
Number 18.
Killanena.
Number 32.
will be at home to Duncannon.
Number 21.
Tom Brack United.
Number 2.
will be at home to the winners of Fort Celtic A and Rosslare Rangers.
Number 24.
Number 24 is Courtown Hibs B.
And number 8.
They'll be at home to Bridge Rovers B.
Number 19.
Number 19 is Kirklow United A.
Number 30.
And they will be at home to Glenbarntown.
Number 27.
St. Cormac's. Team with a good cup history.
Yeah, it's a few years ago now. 20.
And they'll be at home to Kilteely.
Number 3.
3 Fastnet Rovers.
29.
And they will be at home to Gorey Celtic B.
Number 12.
Number 12 is the winners of Clubon and Moyne.
Number 26.
They will be at home to Ajax Athletic.
Hope fun if you get through that one, Aidan.
Don't worry about it. For 17.
17 is the winners of Crossabeg and Oilgate.
Back managing you. Number 6.
And they'll be at home to All Blacks B.
Number 5.
New Ross Town.
Number 10.
will be at home to the winners of Bunclody B and Ratnewer.
Number 15.
Shamrock Rovers.
Number 31.
will be at home to Gorey Rangers.
And Nicky. Really love you up there now. 22.
Ballymurn.
Number 4.
Will be at home to the winners of Gorey Rangers B and Bunclody.
14.
14 is Ferns United or Curracloe B. That's Ferns A.
Number 28.
And they'll be at home to Blackwater.
Number 23.
Campile United.
Number 11.
Will be at home to North End B.
Number 7.
Cork Ramblers or Rosslare Strand.
The last ball in it. Number 9.
Will be at home to Wexford Bows. So that's the full draw for the Wexford FC Wexford Cup third round. Sure you can just bring it up on the screen there. And yeah, thanks lads.
Big fixture on that. I think it's the Shamrocks and Gorey Rangers on it.
Yeah, that's just massive. Look, the Rovers lads won't be happy with it. Look, if they want to go and win that cup, they're going to have to beat somebody like Gorey and North End along the line. So look, it'll be an interesting game for them. All right, could probably done without it for this round, but sure, look.
Yeah, well, it's the only All Premier. Well, if Moyne Rangers beat Clubon, we'll have 2 All Premier Division games. The winners at home to Ajax, and yeah.
Sure. What day are they going?
Too early to call something like that now. Doing well to get it by the end of the month, I think.
Okay.
That concludes the Neil O'Sullivan Cup draw and the Wexford FC Wexford Cup draw. Now we're going to look at some results from last week, and we're going to start with the Neil O'Sullivan Cup. I'll just run through them there. All Blacks beating Wexford Bows B team 6-1. Fastnet 2-1 winners against Shelburne. Ridge Rovers 4-2 winners against Leonards. Shamrocks beating 2-1 winners against Camolan. Curracloe losing out to Gorey Rangers, second team 7-1. Kilmore beating the Mine B team 9-1. Cordon Hills beating Killena 4-2. Core Ramblers 6-3 against Tonbrack. Ballymurn continuing their season well with a 2-0 win against Timon. Gorey Celtic losing out to Islegate 1-0. Adamstown 2-1 winners against Josephs. Wexford Celtic losing out to Barntown 5-1. Newra Celtic out of Division 1 beating Enniscorthy United out of Division 2 3-0. Ford Celtic losing out 5-0 to Clubon. And North End with a smashing Enniscorthy Town 8-0. Any results there, men, about it, yeah?
I suppose the Fastnet Shelburne won, like Fastnet Division 3. Shelburne struggling a little bit in Division 1 this year, but picked up a result a couple of weeks ago, I think against North End, wasn't it, Shelburne? But I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know Fastnet are going quite well, but it's still a very good win for them. So yeah, I'd say that one is the one that kind of jumps out for me, really.
I can imagine Shelburne will be trying to look at the Sullivan maybe as a competition to get their season back on track, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, anybody in the Division 1, because there's not massive gap between any of them. So any of them in Division 1 you would be thinking that it's a trophy that they could go and get their hands on or get to a big showpiece. But yeah, no, that one and
Tonbrack and Cora. I thought Tonbrack. I think Cora were 5-1 up in that party, weren't they?
Yeah, they were 5-1 up. There was a flurry of late goals then as well. So big win. Tonbrack normally don't concede a whole lot of goals.
No, I think they've only conceded 6 goals in the league, so that's a big surprise that they concede 6 in the one match. So they'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, I did definitely. Yeah.
You had Killena and Cortown as a local derby as well, and I think Cortown went out to 10 men early, so they did well to get a win.
Yeah, and then the All Division 2 clash, Adamstown struggling in Division 2. Joss was doing well, and I think that's a bit of a surprise there. Adamstown making maybe a push for that competition, Nicky.
Yeah, Adamstown's it's always a tough place to go to out there. Adamstown, it's their home patch and they defend it very well. So you could never write them off. Joseph's has been probably a little bit disappointing this year. I know I was talking to Yoko there in around Christmas. He was saying they're quite a young squad. So maybe that could be one of the reasons they're a little bit indifferent this year with form and things like that. But no, Adamstown, like nobody really want to get them in the next round or anything, especially at home in Adamstown or anything like that. So yeah, it could be tough.
Yeah, and Kilmore another one in Division 2, but there's a smashed the Mind Rangers 9-1 there, in fairness to them. I think they could be a dark horse maybe for that competition. They're probably the informed team in the whole league nearly, aren't they?
Yeah, Kilmore definitely. They look strong, don't they? You had a word. You mentioned them to me, Padriag, before
Yeah.
the season started. You expect them to go well.
A very young team, and a lot of lads who've come through the county youths and stuff in the last few years in underage league of Ireland. So, they're definitely a club going forward. You know, they're having a really good season, a really good run in the FAI Cup, Junior Cup as well. You know, so yeah, it's a big win, and fair play to them. You know, they're making a home advantage count there.
Team Nicky, you've been harsh on all year, is North End's B team. A great win. I think they could be eyeing up that competition for a bit of silverware.
Aye, they will, but they won't be playing in Scotty Town every week in the next round or anything. Look, the town struggled a small bit this year in Division 3. In fairness to Andrew and the lads, they're trying their best to get going. It's just a bit of a struggle, and going down to North End any week. No, it doesn't matter where it's A, B or C team down there. It's always going to be tough. But a good win for Mick. He's a good man. In fairness to him, probably being a bit harsh on the league, but I still don't agree with him what he said to me that night we were here, that he's there to develop players. You don't go to North End to develop players. You go there to win. So that's their motto as a club, I think, and that's why they've been so successful. But he definitely want to be getting his hands on some silverware, all right.
So we wish all the teams the best in the next round of that. Neil Sullivan's a great competition, in fairness. So we'll move on to the fixtures. We're going to concentrate maybe on a lot of the outside competition fixtures. The biggest game probably in Wexford this weekend. Gorey Rangers again, Tala in the FAI. I think, if I'm right, Padriag, Tala are only kind of set up the last 3 or 4 seasons, did they?
Yeah, they're a young club, but I believe they're. It kind of happens in Dublin, doesn't it? New clubs come into existence. A lot of players join, and they go up rapidly through divisions, and I think they're kind of in that curve at the minute. And you know, there's a lot of talk about them being a really exciting team. But in saying that, they actually beat Wexford Bows, I think, 2 rounds ago. I think it was on penalties. So, you know, Gorey beat Wexford Bows 1-0 a couple of weeks ago as well. So, Bows are having a good run in the outside cup. So, it's hard to read too much into that. It'll all come down to the day. And obviously, Gorey have lost one of their best players as well. So, it's going to be an interesting game to follow. And hopefully, Gorey keep the Wexford flag flying, you know.
Yeah, I suppose that we should all congratulate Paul Murphy on signing for Bray 1. I think it's a great move for him personally. I think we all agree he's a top-class player. Wish him all the best. But it will be a big blow to Gorey. Especially if I think Sean might be back the weekend from what I'm hearing, Sean Murphy.
Don't know. Sean has been carrying it. I think it's more in his hip and it's going into his groin, and he's just struggling a bit with that at the minute. But if they lose, well, they've lost Paul if they're to be going without Sean and now Stephen Maloney. Like they're going to be struggling in that centre half position, where at one time it was their strength. Like, so if you take out Stephen Maloney, Sean and Paul, like it only really leaves you with Ryan Cullen. I think now obviously they can slot a couple of lads back into it, or maybe they might have unearthed somebody else there. Gorey, massive pool of players to pick from. Maybe Joe Bulger, I see, is starting centre half. He might be brought in to come into that FAI if he's not cup tied. But so like them kind of things, Joe or Willie could have to look at reshuffling. I'm damn sure he would have loved to have had Conor Bruce available for the game. Conor was excellent, I thought. Centre half for Wexford the other day. So it was easy enough for him now, but he still played well. But look, you're hoping Wexford are going to go, or Gorey are going to go really well in it. And you're hoping that they'll definitely get into the next round. They played the likes of Old County last year, and people didn't really know much about them. And I think Tala are going to be kind of something similar, but they dealt with the threat of Old County easily last year. And I'm sure Willie will be. I just think the two clubs are quite similar, you know, in stature, Old County and Tala. And if we can get it right, you'd be hoping to get through.
I'd expect going by the league tables, the Tala in the Leinster Senior League, the junior section of it. I know you were saying they're a new club and they're a youngish team, but I'd expect Gorey to have the experience. And I think Sean Murphy's back. It'll be Sean and Ryan, the 2 centre halves. So it's still fairly top notch in fairness. So I think it's the best draw. If you look at all the things, it's probably the best draw Gorey could have got home to Tala, in fairness.
Well, I think at that stage of a competition like that, they're all good teams. Yeah, all you can ask for is a home draw, so you'll go with that, you know.
Yeah.
But there are some big hitters in the other games too, yeah.
Yeah, massive games in the other one.
As we talk about Gorey Rangers, we're going to go down to the club now to speak to Brian Spencer with a club feature with Gorey Rangers.
Brian Spencer is my name. I'm a trustee of the club here. It was 1962 it was founded, and a group of young guys who I think found that there wasn't enough outlet for them every week in maybe playing Gaelic. At the time, the format of Gaelic football would have been maybe a championship match in the summer, and there tended to not be an awful lot for the rest of the year, as I understand it. I would have grown up in Gorey here, and I would have been right beside the showgrounds. And during the 1960s, when I was a teenager, I found there was a great place to go on a Sunday afternoon to watch good football being played. And of course, I wanted to play myself then, and then I wanted to get involved in the club. And I remember from my leaving cert year, I was also honorary secretary. So I'd have been 17 then, and I'm 71 now. So. But I managed to get a place on the team that time, and I was very happy with myself. And I have to say that probably one of the reasons that I never thought of moving out of the area or anything was that I was happy with the situation with Gorey Rangers, and I'd say it probably kept a lot of lads at home now. I have to say, who didn't emigrate, that sort of thing. Gorey Rangers, I think, have, from the word go, always had, I suppose there's a thing they called "by this I live," is that what it is? And if Gorey Rangers were able to speak to say, just to play football, to play as clear and clean a game as you can, and keep possession of the ball, and it's a simple but a beautiful game, and that's what we want to see every time we look at a Gorey Rangers team playing. And I think that message is still strong for all the players, whether it be schoolboy or adult. And I'm delighted to see the schoolboy section so strong at the minute as well. There's an under-15 team there that we're really proud of, and I think they're going to go on to do good stuff, So again, it's pure football, maybe, if you're to condense it down, and I hope that's something that any spectator could see when they come here to look at football.
Well, man, there we had a feature from one of the strongest clubs in Wexford at the moment. They're a great club, doing great work in the community down there as well. I think they've always been really strong as schoolboys, but since they came back into the Wexford League Pádraig, they've really upped it in the men game, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they've been back a good while now. I think in the last probably 10 years especially, they're starting to see, I think, the strength of their underage being so strong for so long come true. I think they won a Youths Premier and Cup double maybe 6-7 years ago now, and a lot of those players are in the first team now, and a lot of players coming back from League of Ireland and everything. So, yeah, but look, it's all their farm. They're a club with great facilities. It's a growing town, and yeah, they're currently in a great place, football wise.
Their facilities are top notch, Nicky. And 2 good playing pitches, a great clubhouse, and then recently just put in their AstroTurf, and I think that's right. I think they're getting an AstroTurf out the road a bit too, aren't they?
Well, there is an Astro being built in, or in Gorey, should I say? It's been built up up towards the schools up there near Crea. But I look at it, they're a fabulous club, like where they came from in the showgrounds to what they have out there. And in fairness, there's great work after being done up in the showgrounds pitch as well. My own little one, Neve, does be going up around there with her nanny most days for a walk in the park, but the pitches up there are fabulous. And look, they've a savage amount of players. They just have a peak there.
Ultimately have a 4th men's team next year, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they tried to get one in this year, didn't they? But it fell away at the last stage of it. But like, it's great putting these teams in. It's just being able to find pitches for them. But
I think if the AstroTurf comes in, they'll be able to carry it. But I
Mm-hmm.
think they're looking at 4 men's teams, possibly a 19s team next year and 2 youth teams. And, just all those numbers, I think all of their,
7 adult teams and then a ladies team as well. So you have 8 adult teams fair.
Great
all
achievement if they can pull that off. It's savage.
it's
isn't it?
good work and fair play to them as a club, And even on the field, I think all 3 of their men's teams are in contention for their leagues. Their youth B team is top of the Division 4 in the youths, and their youth A team is, with a couple of games in hand, not too far away, and they're still in the Leinster Youth Cup as well. So, and they're having
The one
another
thing
good
for
season.
me, every time you look at the app or anything like that, if you see a Gorey side after getting beaten, you're surprised. Straight away, you go and look into it further to see what their players missing or what was it, because they're fielding such strong teams throughout each one of them. And look, fair play to them. They're competing at the top level at junior.
Wish them all the best in the FAI Junior game at the weekend. We move on then to the Leinster Junior Cup. Just one games. I think there's 8 Wexford teams left in this party. There's Ferns are again Clonmullen this week. You know much about them?
7 or 8, yeah. Clonmullen are Kildare team, aren't they? Don't know a whole lot about them at all, really.
Sunderside or Summerside, I should say.
Summerside, yeah. But look at Ferns are heading up there, and Ferns have been in a good run of form in the Wexford League. So, hopefully they'll make it through. I think the winner of that game might end up playing North End actually.
So I think Ferns will win that handy enough. I think Kildare Wexford League is a lot stronger than the Kildare League and the Summer League. They haven't.
Their players wouldn't be used to playing in the cold and the dirt and the slop, sure, if they're playing in Summer League.
That's a good Ferns. I know Ferns lost a few players to the senior hurling squad, but still a good strong squad out there.
In fairness, the Ferns have settled their season right down, even after losing them. After booking the trend, a lot of clubs, when they lose a couple of players, the rest of the lads stop. But the Mines lads have come back out and turned a few good results since Christmas. And I'm damn sure they'll be looking forward to this one on Sunday.
They're second in the table at the minute.
Yeah. So they're going quite well.
Move on to the Leinster Junior Shield, which is from the Division 3 teams down. We have an action all Division 3 clash in the first one here. Fastnet Rovers against Ballymurn. Then we Gorey Celtic away to Mount Marion, and then Bree at home to Westside Celtic. I think that'll be Westside's third team, if I'm right. All Wexford, Aidan Nicky will be a good one with it. Ballymurn are flying at the moment.
Absolutely flying. Well, both clubs are really. The two of them are.
Top of the table clash.
Yeah. Ballymurn had a bit of a sticky run, but and then Padriag threw them in against Fastnet and came out with that day and they beat Fastnet, which we heard was a really good game. So look, to be honest with you, I think that one could be a flick of a coin. Maybe you might fancy Fastnet just because they're at home, but it wouldn't surprise me if it comes out to Ballymurn have won. Fastnet had a great win last week against Shelbourne. The other two lads, Gorey Celtic at home and Bree at home, but they're at home to big clubs. Mount Marion, big club in Dublin. Westside Celtic have a massive tradition in the FAI and further afield in Dublin. So they're going to be 2 massive games, but neither of them big clubs will get it easy going to Gorey or Bree. Both of them are playing good football, and they'll definitely give them every bit of it.
Bree are flying on what they have in Jack Harney at the moment, a goal machine. I think he was looking at the after the other day. I think he was 16, 17 goals.
Yeah.
Fantastic achievement. Is that all the teams left in the Junior Shield, is it?
Off the top of my head, I
think it is.
think so, yeah.
So I think we could capable of getting a winner of the whole competition over.
Yeah, well, look, there's actually in the last couple of rounds there's been a lot of all Wexford ties. Actually, Enniscorthy Town are also still in the Junior Shield, and I think there might be one other as well. But just those games are fixed this weekend. There's more in the coming weeks. So look at Fastnet. Ballymurn is obviously an all Wexford tie. So and they're 2, it goes out. It's from Division 3 and down. They're 2 teams at the top of Division 3. So they'll both feel like they've got a good chance, and rightly so, But
we're going to get a winner. I think it will probably come more.
Yeah, well, we've only ever had one winner, I think, in Wexford, or certainly in that I can remember. That was Gorey Rangers B team, actually.
Kilmore won one here.
I'm not sure now.
And
Before
Joseph,
my time now.
Kilmore and Joseph might have won it.
I don't know. I can't remember.
In the last maybe about
Since Padriag was in.
yeah. About 6 years ago, Gorey Rangers' second team won it. And it was
definitely in a final. I think Joseph's definitely won it.
It could have been now, Aidan, but I'm younger than you. I don't know.
We both are.
I don't
We
remember.
actually,
you
we
could,
both
you could
are.
be right now. I don't know.
His wife's the hairdresser. Maybe that's why he looks a little bit younger than us. But no, we're both younger than Aidan. All right, it's the handy lifestyle he has going around, isn't it, Barry?
Move on to the Wexford Premier League. We had one result from last week. Bows Todd Hines, the informed striker in the Wexford Premier League at the moment, with the goal for Bows against Campbell.
Well, he's definitely in form. Look, Todd is one of the best players in Wexford, and from what I hear, there was very little between the both teams bar Todd. Like he got on the score sheet, and look, that's what Nicky Hines is going to be wanting from Todd for the rest of the year, to drag him up out of that relegation battle. I'm not just saying Todd is the only player on Bo's team, but he's definitely one who's finding the net for him, and he's a very good player. So massive win for Bows. It just gives them small bit of breathing space. It takes a little bit of pressure off him and keeps Campile behind him. Drags Crossabeg down into it. So yeah, look, it was a big game.
Yeah, and 2 fixtures this weekend. That we've Ajax in Campile, the bottom 2 teams, and Bows again. Shamrocks. Campile, I think, will be a draw for me, and that will probably cement the 2 of them. I think if one of them want to stay up, they're going to have to win this game.
Yeah. Look, some lads are saying I'm probably being a bit harsh on Ajax, but like, we're here to talk about the show, about the league and about things like that, and at the end of the day, it's only our own opinion. Ajax results just haven't done enough for me to tell me that they're going to do any better. Fairness to
It's only draws, but had 3 very good draws there.
They were at home, like if they'd snatched a win out of one of them 3 draws, you'd have said, yeah, they're right in it. So look, if Ajax, it'd be lovely to see him pull off a win and try and do get out of it, but I don't think so. And it's the same with the Campile lads. If that ends up in just a draw, I think the 2 of them could be under pressure for the rest of the year. I can't see him getting a full 3 points out of too many more clubs.
And Bows and Shamrocks, I think Bows after the win last week, I think they'll continue their climb up the table here with a win.
Yeah, they could well do. To be honest with you, I think it's a way bigger game for Shamrock Rovers than it is for Wexford Bows. I think there's a lot of pressure on Ken Kennedy going into that one. He hasn't had a run of games there. They dropped points against Campile just before Christmas. They've done very little since they came back. They were beaten by Gorey. They picked up a win against Core Ramblers B team. So it's a massive game for Ken going in there this Sunday, and all the Shamrock Rovers lads. If Bows win it, there's 2 wins in a row. If they've picked up 6 points, they're going to shoot up. Rovers are getting dragged right down in around that Crossabeg, Bunclody, Campile bracket there. So for me, it's a massive, massive game for Rovers, and they may be up against it.
Just on the fixtures in general, Park, we're going into the second weekend of February. As fixture sector, are you happy enough the way it's moving on? Are we well ahead, or are we? Premier is probably a bit further ahead than it usually is, in fairness, this time of the year.
Some teams in the Premier are well ahead, but we've had probably more teams doing really well in the Leinster Junior Cup this year than ever before. Like Crossabeg certainly would have had a lot more games played last year, and then the Oscar Traynor competition, the Pat Whitty Cup. Obviously, it's great that there's the Leinster, the provincial side of it, but it's a lot more Oscar Traynor games than they've ever played before as well. And those things might, and we had a couple of blanket call-offs because we've just had some really poor weather. So the Premier Division 1 is still a lot to play, but I think it'll be okay. The Premier Division, there might be a number of back fixtures, but I think from Division 2 down, we're going really well, to be fair, and all across the underage section. I think Division 4, I know one team pulled out, but there's some teams only after this weekend, they'll only have 4 league games left,
And the youths and 19s, they're on track?
Yeah, they are. Again, plenty of football left to play. The 19s league is proven really popular this year. There's 7 teams. There's kind of any of the top 5 will feel that they're in contention to win it. And there's a 19s Cup as well, of course, to come. And there's plenty of football being played there. And they're tipping along well. Yeah.
Is it hard to juggle it all now? This is one question. Don't get too scared. With all the outside competitions, like I know you have to deal with 5 or 6 other people when you're organising that. Like, is it frustrating, shall we say, rather than is it difficult?
I know, like I enjoy it really. Like I wouldn't say it's frustrating. It's just it consumes a good bit of time, and just there's so many outside competitions, and it's keeping track of them all because the dates, there's no fixed date really. Like across the province, like different teams take 3 days at different times. You know what I mean? And like this weekend, Ferns are playing in the whatever round it is, the third round of the Leinster Junior Cup. Somebody's playing in the fifth round last week. It's
So yeah,
it's a little bit kind of, it can be a lot going on, but I enjoy the challenge of it. Another game we have this weekend actually is Bunclody are playing the quarter final of the Leinster Under 19 Cup away to Greystones on Friday night. So there's just loads of football being played, and ultimately that's what we're here to do, is to promote football. So it's good to get it all going on, and I enjoy the challenge of it really.
just one last thing, the app on that has that made your life a hell of a lot easier?
Probably, yeah, a little bit easier, yeah. Just for tracking things. Not absolutely now, but I think the main selling thing of the app, and what I was trying to push when I was, like asking for the league to bring it in, was just for people with an interest in soccer in Wexford to follow it, and the live updates and stuff like that. And there's just been a huge buy-in from clubs because, like we asked them to do the live updates, but they weren't obliged to. But people enjoy doing it, and people enjoy following it, and it's great. And even some clubs put in commentary and photographs and things like that, and it's great for things like seeing who are the top scorers in the divisions.
Stats on players are great.
Yeah,
that is.
I encourage all clubs to make sure to put in, because some players will come back to you and say, I have more assists or I have more goals than him. You're not putting it up in the app, so
yeah,
that's up to the clubs.
No, I think it's been a game changer for just junior football across the country. I think it's one of the best things the FA have done, really.
It is.
They've made it available to everyone, and I think it's great. There was a lot of work, I suppose, to get it up and running, and we had to do it all in a short space of time. All the clubs and the league and Philip and myself, I suppose. But now that it's up and running, I don't think there's any turning back. Even the referees are loving it. It's making everybody's jobs easier, I'd say. Do you know what I mean? For referees, for everybody, the information is there for everyone then constantly as well. And it's.
You just mentioned them there, and I'm sure you'd like to take this opportunity when you are here to thank another group of people. Is the referees, who you have to work closely with too to make sure to get to the matches and all. And I'm sure it's difficult to work with the clubs, but I'm sure the referees, you have to have a good relationship with them to make sure the games go ahead on Sunday too.
Yeah, you do, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, without a ref, there's no game. And look, we have a good working relationship, I'd say, at the minute. Have done for a long time, and look, they're great, and look, they're there because they love the game as well. And I think we're really lucky in Wexford. I'm talking to people in other parts of Ireland and counties and leagues. The standard of refereeing we have and the amount of referees we have, we're actually very, very lucky, So we run a lot of games every weekend.
Your relationship has got better with the referees since Aidan stepped down, hasn't it? So
well, there's two
lads
now from Enniscorthy that have made the referees' jobs easier. Anyway, I don't know about me.
Nicky asked you about, is it hard to juggle the outside competitions? Is it hard to juggle with the referees the linesmen in the Premier when you have a full round of, like this week might be too bad because you've only the 2 Premier games, but when you have the full 5 games, is it hard then to?
No, it hasn't been. I suppose with numbers, it can be tight sometimes, because lads have different things going on, or might be sick or working or unavailable for whatever reasons. But no, the refs are happy to do it now. Linesmen now a lot of the time as well tend to be some of the younger upcoming refs as well, and it's how they kind of get experience of working with the more experienced referees. So no, thankfully that hasn't been an issue. We've just this year has been much easier for getting linesmen than most, to be honest. So yeah, let's hope that keeps going.
3 fixtures in Division 1, Glenbarntown and Rosslare on Saturday evening in CBS.
Yeah.
Bridge Rovers again, North End, and Shelburne again, Ross. How was the Saturday? Glenbarntown played a lot of games Saturday night. Was it working out well for him? Yeah,
it's something that we've decided to kind of, as a league, go with really, to promote Saturday night football. In 2 weeks' time, Fort Celtic have booked the Astro for a Saturday night for their B team. We're going to play a Saturday night game as well. Personally, I think it's the way forward. Hopefully the facilities will come around Wexford in time to come, and there's more AstroTurfs being built, and it's great. And Cork Ramblers have their own one now, and it's great.
A couple on a Saturday night with the B team, haven't they?
Yeah,
5,
yeah, and just kind of just to get a bit of feedback from that, I've asked the clubs, and they've loved it. You know, both teams that have played in the games, you know, they've a free Sunday after, and it's a game primarily played by younger people, you know, and I think if we can get the facilities, I think it's another thing that could transform the league, you know.
Yeah, I think from talking to players and managers, I think it's something everyone wants, Nicky, isn't it?
You have to go. Like, obviously, I'm in the pub game there, like, and like you see young lads, they just want to go out Saturday night, you know, like, and you don't blame them, you know, lads that are in college and during the week, or young lads that are working, or other lads who have families, like, you've given up a half a day Sunday to go to a football match, you know, like, and it's kind of more the older you get in your career, the harder it probably is if you have a couple of children at home, and so if you're playing there on a Friday, Saturday evening, you can have it done and dusted. You have your free Sundays, and
Maybe your Sundays probably suits those guys
so
more, yeah.
it would actually. It's not just solely about the young lads. Like the amount of times there could be chaps from Wexford or Aldgate or Bunclody could be in the pub over the weekend and say, you didn't see me, do you know, and it does happen. Do you know, like there's chaps I seen this weekend that they were telling me he didn't see me and they were playing in a big game, do you know, like, so it happens, do you know, like, so but look, it for me, Fridays, Saturdays, and it brings a better buzz to it as well, like you'll have bigger crowds, and things like that, which is really, really good.
I went to see part of Barntown were playing Gorey Rangers in Division 1, and it was a brilliant game, and it could have gone either way, and Gorey Rangers won it late, but it was a huge crowd there, and you know, you don't always get that on a Sunday because a lot of the people involved in the soccer circle will be at their own clubs and games, yeah, so definitely is another factor, and it adds to the enjoyment of it, and I think to the profile, and the players certainly enjoy it more as well, and there was a good buzz around the place that night as well, you know, and it definitely added to the game. You know, it was a great game, that one. You know,
We had the draw for the Wexford Cup earlier. Now we've the few outstanding fixtures in it. First one seems probably the game this weekend in the Wexford Cup. Gorey Rangers beat him home to Bunclody. Nicky, yeah, think this one will go?
There definitely won't be much in it, I don't think. Like that Gorey side are going really, really well in Division 1. We've seen them in the feature anyway. They're a good side. Bunclody, it's a banana skin because Bunclody are the Premier, everybody will be expecting them to win it, but it's not going to be that easy. But look, a toss of a coin could go with that one as well. So yeah, I think it might be. I might go up to see that game because Gorey Rangers are on in the afternoon in the after. So if I can get away with going to 2 games, I will.
Consistently winning games for Bunclody are probably being inconsistent. Win one week, maybe lose the following week. So I'll go for Gorey in that one. Next one, Cora Rambert out Division 1 should have way too much for Rossler Strand in Division 3A.
Yeah. Danny O'Reilly may get his shooting boots on that one. He may get 3 or 4 goals in that one, I think, to have any chance.
Imagine it'll be handy enough win for Ratnure again, Bunclody's B team. Next one is another interesting one. Big week for the Mine again, Clebon.
You tell us.
Massive week, yeah. They'll be well out of it.
Well, look,
Clebon must be.
Clebon scoring goals. They won again last week. They're on a bit of a run. They're picking up 1 or 2 good results in Division 1. It's quite similar to Bunclody. It's probably a game that the Mine didn't want this week. I'd say they would have preferred a league game because they haven't had a game over the last couple of weeks.
3 weeks down.
So they probably would have preferred a league game because they've better. If they don't win a league game, they're not going to be really dragged into relegation just yet. But yeah, look, it's going to be tough. Obviously you would expect the Mine to beat Clebon, and like, look, we wait and see what kind of reaction the lads get. And it's great to see, like, John Timmins, he's been around for donkey's years. Himself and James are going in there, and the one thing about John, like, he's a true Mine lad. Now it's his chance to have his say instead of listening to you and all the lads. So I wish John the best of luck because he's a good football man.
I'm sure Clebon are delighted with the draw, with everything that's going on at the moment. I'd say they'll fancy their chance.
It'd be always a big game for Clebon to be playing Mine, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because it's kind of like a bit. Clebon playing any of the town teams, kind of like a derby.
Yeah, it's tough. We'd all know each other quite well, even though they're outside the town. But they would have a lot of. It's kind of half and half. Half would go to New Austin school, half come to Enniscorthy. So, it'll be an interesting game.
Another big one at Cortown, who found a bit of form lately in Division 1. Way to North End. Imagine North End have too much one, but say it could be tight, that one.
All depends on Cortown's start. If it was in Cortown, it'd be a little bit more. But I think North End, the way they've been playing, like they're banging in goals. Evan Farrell is back. I'm damn sure Evan now will have a point to prove to Ken Kennedy for not naming him in the 18 last week. He's come back to the Wexford League and he's been excellent. So yeah, that'll like North End. You would fancy him in it. You'd have to fancy him. Sure, one of the best teams in Ireland. Never mind the Wexford. So yeah, I'd fancy North End.
The last game of this weekend in the Wexford Cup, Crossbeg, I guess, probably one of the more interesting ones in it. It's a massive derby, and then you have the whole Niall Gary being coaching at Crossbeg and now coaching Niall Gate. Crossbeg are at home. I'm supposed to be happy off that. You expect them to win it, but being such a close derby, it'll be a fiery one.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it could well be. Like, it all depends on I suppose on Crossbeg's start. If they start the game quick and get a goal or two up, they'll dent Aldgate's confidence, shall we say. The longer the Aldgate can stay in it, the more chance they'll think of causing an upset. So looking at, I'm damn sure both Joe and I'll have their teams ready to go for this. And it's a real derby, like, isn't it? You know, across the big Ballymun, like they're a giant hurling club.
Right next door, yeah.
So, or Aldgate, should I say? It's a real derby, so it is.
Saturday night games where you get a crowd. I think if that was a Saturday night game, I think you'd get a massive crowd of that. I think a lot of people around would go see that one with being such a close derby. Like. And then probably we have two more games that are going to be on Sunday week. For Celtic v Rossay Rangers and Ferns Kirklow there.
Well, they're provisionally now. We'll have to see. There'll be an Oscar Trainer game that week, so those games may be pushed back again.
Oh yeah, Fort could be under, and Ferns both could be under pressure for that one.
So we'll see.
We'll move straight on then to the Oscar Trainer. Wexford into the final of the Pat Whitty Cup. I'm sure as the families are very proud to have the Wexford team there to represent is in the final.
Absolutely. I mean, it was a great honour, you know, for us as a family, I suppose, for my father and all the work he did. In the first place, the cup was named after him, and I mean, your ideal scenario would be to be presenting it to Wexford first, you know. And look, Carlow are, I know Wexford beat them in the group stage. They're never going to be an easy opponent, especially in a final. But
final is fixed, then, for Wednesday.
Final is fixed for Wednesday the 14th in Ferrycarrig, yeah. So yeah, look, it's brilliant, you know. I mean, that's what we all want, really, you know. So hopefully handing it over to Wexford first, you know, as the first winners, it would be huge, you know. But look, they'll have a tough job to do it, you know.
We move back to the game there, Nicky. 3-1 win. Fairness to Ken, him flying. That's 4 wins in it, I suppose. Just looking at the starting team, Dapo starting up front is probably a bit of a surprise inclusion. If you look at his stats on the app, he's actually only played 3 games in Wexford this year, so bit of a surprise, everyone.
Well, yeah, I suppose Ken was in here the week before. He spoke about picking players on form. He started Dapo.
He scored 6 goals on
against Clovan, yeah, or against Cork Ramblers, yeah. Ken is in there to do the job. He'll pick the team whatever way he thinks. Going back on the game, it was shocking. It was probably one of the worst games I've seen in a long, long time. It was really, really poor. It was tough to commentate on even. Never mind standing there looking. So you're hoping that next week's game is going to be a hell of a lot better. Plus we get a result. But sometimes I find that with a lot of the Oscar trainers, I spoke to you, Aidan, and that the county games, they can be a little bit boring, you know, can be a little bit stop-starty and things like that. But look, in fairness, they're in the Leinster final. They've won every game that they've played so far, and they've won it easy. It doesn't seem to matter what team Wexford throw at the minute. The players are getting the job done. I thought Jason Maguire was excellent. I said it a couple of times in the commentary. His starting position for everything was really, really good. It was spot on. He demanded his 6-yard box for any corners or crosses that came in, which would have been one of the criticisms I may have had for Jason, that he wasn't doing that. Gary Delaney was back in centre half. Conor Bruce slotted in played well. Connor got on an awful lot of ball.
He'll give you that from centre half. He's
Yeah.
a ball playing centre
Yeah,
half.
so he done really well. I thought Spot done a hell of a lot better when he went centre forward. I thought Wexford kind of controlled the game a bit more when Stephen Kinsella came into midfield and moved Spot on up centre forward, because I thought Dapo and Rafi they're very, very good at what to do, but the two of them were quite similar. The two of them like to have the ball knocked over the top, to chase down the ball, to win the ball in areas
Stephen
with the pitch.
Kinsella was a surprise with me. I thought he would have played a lot more games with the Oscar. I think the Oscar trainer, the style of the Oscar trainer, the way it's that slower pace, kind of slower build up. I think he'd be 100% suited to it.
Yeah, so no, well, Stephen, I just look for me, and I would have known Stephen since he was probably 11 years of age when my dad was coaching him. He was always a brilliant footballer. Like, he had him for them 3 years, Kennedy Cup, with Spot and them. He was top class. So I've always followed his career. So for me, I've always thought that he's really, really, really top class footballer, and it shows with his way of passing and things like that. Ryan Busher, I thought, for the first half, and I don't know whether it was Ken J or Denny told Ryan to do it, or it was Ryan's own decision, but first half Ryan went right up against the full back and just went 1v1 with it. The second half, the second half he just dropped off with the full back 10 yards, and he ended up getting so much space and so much ball, and it really, really worked for him. And I thought Ryan done really, really well as well. But like, look at that Wexford team. If they'd went through another 2 or 3 years, I think they could have won it 7 or 8-1 on Sunday. Just gone, and they'd need to find another gear or two just to make sure that they're going to be red hot favourites going in against Carlow after last result. And I know Carlow have strengthened, but they need to rise it just 1 or 2 years. It's a final. Just go through the gears and let the shackles off and really go for it. I think they could win it.
They can only beat what's out in front of them. They haven't really been tested. I do know Carlow made 6 changes for the semi-final from the team that played Wexford. They changed their style a bit too, from what I believe. They went very direct towards the football they were trying to play out from the back in Wexford. So it'll be interesting if they will go with that again, Wexford, and will the 6 players, I imagine they're going to start again after a great semi-final win against Leinster Senior League.
Yeah.
I've done a commentary that night. Wexford were comfortable that night against Carlow, so unless there was a big change in Carlow team, I couldn't see anything again with a Wexford win.
Yeah, but didn't somebody not say you were biased that night?
A few comments up there, yeah. It was a cold night.
So, but look, it's a fabulous occasion, isn't it? You know, to get a Leinster final down in Ferrycarrig on a Wednesday night. And you really wish the boys the best of luck, because it's the first one that it's the first one we'll ever be playing in, and hopefully it'll be the first one we win, and it'll be a massive coup to all of them lads out there. And don't forget, there's only one bunch of players who have ever won in All-Ireland playing soccer for Wexford in the Oscar Traynor Trophy. So so it's a great feat to try and win anything with your county team.
Yeah. I think a bit of credit to Carlow League. I think they had to agree to play it in Ferrycarrig, didn't they? They could have looked for a neutral venue.
No, I spoke to them shortly after the semi-final result, and they said for the year that's in it, they wanted to come to Ferrycarrig to play it. So yeah, you have to appreciate and admire that, you know. But yeah, there's some good lads in that league too, you know.
Noel Jordan and lads are nice lads, aren't they?
Yeah,
you know,
well,
now I know it just wasn't his decision,
but he would have been on the Leinster FA and the FA Junior Council with my father for a long time as well, you know. So I have to say that was, you know, something we were very impressed by them with, you know. But and they were class act about it. In fairness, they wanted to go for it, and that was it.
The few injuries can have, I'd say, Wednesday week come to where you're from for like Owen Rhodes. Sean Murphy's hard to see him playing 2 big games. If he does play for Gorey at a weekend in the FAI, will he tag out again Wednesday night then? Especially if Gorey win in the FAI.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. All right, it's definitely too close for Owen. Sean, it would be hard to see it to do the 2 games so close to each other. Like, it's a massive game for Gorey. So, will his body hold up? But like on the performance of Conor Bruce and Gary, you can't really change a whole lot either. And they have an able deputy there, and Pa O'Shea waiting to come in there as well. Like, Pa is excellent.
Parents probably feel a bit hard done by.
Yeah, like the only two consistent players throughout the whole lot of it really have been the two fullbacks, and Casso and Ivan Megan. The two lads have been, I think they've started nearly every game. Well, every game I've seen, I missed one game. I can't remember whether they started that, but the two of them boys have been really, really solid as well. So, and with Maguire so behind him, it's a thing that I never liked doing, changing the back four. Well, we were three, but I never liked changing the goalkeeper and the backs. The more consistently they play together, the better. That was my thought.
Taken on him though, I suppose.
Oh yeah, with Paul
loss of
moving.
Paul Murphy, who's a big loss,
But like he has loads of able deputies to drop in, and as I say, Conor Bruce was very, very impressive the other day.
So he's a Leinster final Wednesday night, Park. Maybe explain the format then from there for the Oscar Trainer proper.
So the Oscar Trainer competition this year is there's 4 provincial competitions. There's the Leinster one, which is the one coming to its end now. So the AUL and Leinster Senior League will also be playing. It's either this week or early next week, midweek anyway. And in the third place playoff, the winner of that will be away to Donegal, who won Ulster. Sorry, Inishowen. And then you have the runner-up in our game, the Wexford Carlow game, will play the winners of Munster, who are Waterford. Waterford are putting in a huge effort this year to be one of the favourites. All of them, yeah, I believe so. It's Waterford's 50th year anniversary as a league. And Oscar Trainer himself is from Waterford, so and I think it's there. Even I know the competition hasn't run in a few years, but I don't think Waterford had entered in a while. So Waterford are putting in a huge effort, I believe, and they've won all their games very convincingly as well. Against Cork, against Munster Senior.
The Villa lads are playing. They're going to be
Villa, and they've some from Hibs and Bowes and Ferrybank and Tramore. So they have a very strong panel, I believe. Then you have so the runners up will be away to them on Sunday the 18th. The winners of the Leinster Cup will be at home to the Connacht runners-up, which is Sligo. So
who won Connacht?
Mayo. Mayo will be at home to the Munster runner-up, which was Kerry. The Munster groups were interesting to see. Clare were beaten in the first game. Apparently, it was a great game by Limerick. Limerick apparently had a very, very strong team too. 1-0 in Clare. Then Kerry beat Clare in the next game, and Munster had 2 groups of 3, and the winners played a final. And then Kerry beat Limerick in a midweek game 2-1 to qualify for the Munster final. So yeah, Clare were beaten by Limerick, which was a surprise to some, but not to everyone. I think Limerick had a very strong team in it this year themselves. So it says a lot about Kerry. It must be quite good, So
just to recap, then, if Wexford win the final, they're
home to Sligo.
Following Sunday, is it?
18th, yeah.
Sunday. And if they get beat, they're away to
Waterford.
Same Sunday.
Same Sunday. All quarterfinals are on that Sunday, yeah.
They want to be winning.
Actually, want to win every game.
From quarterfinal on, is the seeded then after that, or?
I don't know about a draw for semi-finals. Not sure what way that's working. I presume it's an open draw.
All right.
But it'll be home and away, So, like as in, if you come out first, you have a home game. Otherwise, there'll be neutral venues. So, well, again, I don't know because of the new competition.
Presume Wednesday night the Leinster final will be neutral referees.
Yeah. Sure, the semi-final, the match just gone was neutral refs from Carlow.
All right, thanks for coming in, Parry, and thanks, Nicky.
Lads.
And just again, Gorey with the big game at the weekend. If anyone is doing nothing, it'll be a cracking game down in Gorey. All right, thanks everyone.